Hey there. So this week's topic is a little bit, surprisingly so, controversial, and it's about organic food. So this is something that comes up a lot because when I'm talking to you about food, I often recommend that you try eating organic as often as possible. So many people ask me why, right? You want to know why. And first off, I'm going to say this. I am not the food police. I'm not going to give you right and wrong rules about what you should eat. My philosophy really stems from I want you to feel good. I want you to feel better. And I want you to eat the foods that give you nourishment without a toxic burden along with them if you can avoid it. And that's where organic comes in, is that these foods are typically produced in a way that uses less chemicals and, they restrict the use of chemical fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides so that there is potentially a lower toxic load to your body when you eat them. So that's pretty much my plain and simple answer. And I know a lot of us get confused. People talk about why is organic such a big deal now? It's never been before. And the truth of it is that food has always been organic, but what's being called conventional now is something that's developed just over the last 100 years or so with chemical developments in agriculture. So, now they're using chemical herbicides, chemical pesticides, and developing genetically modified foods where they're actually adding and extracting genes from different foods to give them properties that will allow them to still thrive despite all the chemicals being dumped on them. And we're talking about tons and tons and tons of toxic chemicals. And at this point, there's a lot of concern about that. And that's why organic, this label has been created to assure people that if they want to make sure that they're not ingesting all these extra chemicals, they can do the best they can by buying foods that have been produced in a way that is similar to the last thousands and thousands and thousands of years, historically, how food was grown, rather than the new conventional way of using a lot of chemicals. And of course, there's other practices too, machinery and things like that. And so whatever your stand is on it, that's for you to say. I don't publicly take a political stand on it because I really don't feel like that's my job. That's not my message to you. My message to you is to do what makes you feel better. And we all have to make compromises. We all make decisions about what we do. And so I'm not here to judge about whether you eat organic or not. Just know that when I suggested that's why, is because I just really want to concentrate on lowering your toxic burden, because that's usually a huge factor in why you end up feeling like crap. And I think we've all been there. So there's my answer to the question of why do I recommend organic, and I would love to hear what you think about it. So please head over to my website, Colleen-Bean.com, and leave me a comment below this video and let me know what you think, because I think it's a really important conversation to have, because we eat several times a day usually, and what we eat builds our body, and what our body is like is how we can actually live a life we love. So I think it is the ultimate in conversations. So please head over to Colleen-Bean.com and let me know what you think. And while you're there, please sign up for my newsletter. Right at the top of every page, you can just put in your name and your email address. You'll get some free goodies, a cookbook or two, and some other things, as well as every week I send out a meal plan and the latest news about what's going on. So I hope you'll sign up for that at Colleen-Bean.com, and I'll talk to you again next week. Bye.